Game Case, a show for,
well, anyone that plays World of Warcraft.
The show rife with ramblings, tips, tricks, and goings-on in WoW.
Here's your host,
Chris Case.
Well, hello, hi, howdy, and welcome to episode 38 of The Game Case. I am Chris, also known as Cuddles, a Brewmaster monk in Airy Peak on the Convert to Raid Guild. Didn't quite get that right, but we're going to roll with it. This week, we're going to talk a little bit about the last week in Blizzard and just kind of general gaming, cover some Blizzard news, listen to my dog bark, and then we're going to be talking about guild events because I have the honor of having one of the sweetest, most caring members of CTR, one of the very first people I met whilst playing WoW. You know her as the head event planner for one of the largest World of Warcraft guilds in existence, the incredible Miss Turarts. Turarts, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing great. Excited to be on the show. Glad we could finally make it happen.
Right on. Yes, I'm so happy that you could take some time out of your extremely full schedule. How was your last week of life?
Real life, been crazy busy. The husband got a promotion, which is very exciting. So we have had to start shopping for daycare, which sounds weird when you say shopping, but that's basically what you're doing. So big adjustments for the 3-year-old coming up in the 1.5 really short weeks. So lots of exciting stuff. And then, of course, doing things for WoW, which we'll talk about a little later.
Right on. Well, huge congrats to the hubby and good luck to both of you in the impending daycare adventures.
It'll be good. The first week I hear is the hardest, and then, it'll be easy. He'll be like running to the daycare, running away from mommy.
Yeah. I will say I didn't think that the first drop off would be that bad. Like I don't normally go with my wife to drop him off, but that first day, right in the feels. In the feels. And he didn't care. Like my son didn't care. He just ran right into the room.
But you were just like,
my little boy is growing up.
Oh, I see.
I'm actually...
You're tying up now?
Yeah.
Our 3-year-old's a little actor. He can lip pout and get the fake tears building really well. So and then 2 seconds later, he'll be fine. But those 2 seconds, you're just like, oh my God, I am so sorry for leaving you with grandma. I feel so bad. So I'm just imagining what he's going to do.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, why don't we just dive right into what we've been up to this last week within or outside of the Blizzard universe? Turarts, why don't you kick us off? What have you been up to in the gaming world?
In the gaming world, I have done a little Heroes. I'm much of a dabbler in Heroes. I do a little there, a little here. So I think I have a tune that's level 6 now. So that's very exciting. Not very high. And then I finally got my Death Knight up to level 100. And I had the genius idea to restart all of her professions. So I am no longer a gathering tune. I switched it all up on her. So I'm rebuilding all of that and hating every minute of it, but it'll be worth it.
So what did you switch to?
I was herbalism mining, and now she is blacksmith and enchanting. Blacksmith enchanting now.
Okay.
So not too terrible to level. It's just very time and mat consuming. Even if you try and do everything new world, it's very mat consuming. So I'm trying to find this balance of old world, new. It's hard. It's really hard.
Right on. Well, good luck and congrats on the ding.
Yes. And what about you? What have you been up to this past week?
Well, it's been a slow week for WoW for me. I kind of dove off the deep end, became a little bit obsessed with a new game called Elite Dangerous.
Okay.
It's a sandbox space game. Basically, you have a spaceship, you're in the Milky Way, the entire galaxy, the entire Milky Way galaxy is mapped and as accurate as possible, and you just fly around, you can shoot things, you can smuggle. But I mentioned that because I know this isn't the shout out part of the show, but it's my show. So a little bit of a shout out to Ducrus member of CTR, former member of the Monk Meditation podcast. Some of y'all might know him from there. He actually left tonight on what is a one-way 3-month journey, 65,000 light years out to the far edge of space. So to give you an idea, he's going to be flying or playing Elite Dangerous about 3 hours a night, 6 days a week for the next 3 months to get to the edge of the galaxy. It's him and 800 other, they're called commanders in game, heading out to the far edge. They estimate maybe 5 to 10% will actually make it. And then you're out there, you're 3 months out, and guess what you got to do?
Come back.
You got to come back. So Duke introduced me to this game. Big thank you to him. I mentioned this because this is just too cool of a video game thing to not mention. It's incredible. For the next 6 months, he's going to be playing an entirely different game than I am in the very same game. So good luck to Duke and all of the commanders that are headed out there. Godspeed, my friends. Outside of Elite Dangerous, of course, I have been playing some WoW. Doing some raiding with Bacon and Kegs, had fun with them. A little bit of Heroes, a lot of Hearthstone. I've fallen into a well with Hearthstone as well, and that's kind of about it. Which will take us right nicely into Blizzard news.
Blizzard.
Yay! And now for news from all things Blizzard. So, first off in Blizzard news, if you haven't heard about this, you might be living under a rock. But friends, the alpha is back. Hooray and huzzah! Woo! So for those that are in the Legion Alpha, or even those that follow along, want to know everything about their new class, what's going on, or even some of those story spoilers that are coming out, there is Alpha back out. People are streaming it. Information is dropping hot and heavy, both from Blizzard and from all the associated sites. I will not spoil anything for anyone that does not want to hear anything, but I'll kind of sum it up. And there's a lot more specs out. There's some cool stuff going on. There's a lot of mounts, and yeah, has there anything that's come out that you've been particularly excited about, or anything that you've seen that's not like a huge spoiler?
Not a huge spoiler. Goodness. Some of the mounts for sure. Some of the pictures, I'm just like, oh, those are pretty. I want them. Like, I want all the things. And just reading some of the lore stuff that's coming out, because it's exciting to see how they're gonna tie things in. And I personally don't mind Warlords. I'm in that set where it may not have hit some of the marks I wanted it to, but I think it was a decent expansion overall. But where they're going, it just, like, I was going to say tickles me, but that sounds really awkward. It makes me really want to play the game even more. It gets it really exciting and really going. And who doesn't love green? I mean, it's just such a good color. Exactly.
It definitely is. And I will say, out of those mounts, there's I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone, but there's one that's I want it. And I want it, and I want it, and it's one of the gnome specific mounts.
Oh.
Actually,
okay.
all of them. Like, all
Yes.
of them are just adorable. But, like,
Yes.
gnome specific mounts, and they've done a very, very good job on them. I'm going to walk away from this before I spoil something.
It makes me want to boost my gnome to 100 because the mounts.
I have a gnome that I'm wanting to level. I have a level 23 gnome rogue that I want to get up to 100, and I want to play her in Legion. And yeah, now this has to happen.
It does. Oh, so pretty. So many pretties. I'm so excited.
So outside of Alpha, back into the live game, there have been some changes to the Pandaria achievements.
Yes.
So, like, huge news, especially for event planners or anybody out there that is into achievements. They've taken out some of the weird ones. The holding hands achievement is gone. And there was one other. The
holding hands was in Firelands, right?
I thought holding hands was the one where you all had to hold hands in the throat of it's one of the bosses in Pandaland.
Yeah, okay.
You have to
Wasn't
like
there-
hold hands and dance or something.
Yeah,
It's something
that
silly.
one. It was it was bad.
Oh my gosh, hold on. Did they take out the Firelands Neil?
I don't know. I thought there was one in Cata they took out too. I was just so excited because I'm like, Dragon Soul. It was in Dragon Soul, maybe. But no, it was one that I was like, this one, I don't know how I'm going to do it. And then I was like, awesome. Yes.
Now I don't have to.
Now it's just checked off automatically for me. We're good.
Oh, that's awesome. So, like, super exciting, guys. If you do want to know more about that, go check out your favorite site. Go to Wowhead. Go to MMOC. Stay away from the MMOC forums because
Yes.
death. But go check out those sites. They have all the information. Diablo patch 2.4 is live. Season 15 has started, I believe, as of tonight.
Yes.
So go out there, get those seasonal tunes going, have fun in Diablo. I know there's been a lot of little tweaks and a lot of big things coming in that game. Do you do Diablo at all?
I have a little level like 8, so I don't play it as much as I do. I have two of my coworkers, both of my male coworkers, play Diablo. One was really excited with 2.4. One was really disappointed and thought it was kind of a in between to something that's going to be bigger.
Okay.
So I have really mixed reviews coming at me for what they thought of the 2.4 patch so far. But they both love the new content, which sometimes is hard to get in Diablo. So
Right on. Well, it looks like I misspoke. Season 15 goes live tomorrow. Thank you, Negus, for that. I know that I don't know why, because I'm going to what did I say? Did I say season 4? I said 15. Jeez. I'm on like Fallout 18 and season 15 of Diablo. I've been flying spaceships in the future. I'm sorry, I'm already there. But so Diablo season 5, that's a great typo. I swear, you write anything down, I'm Ron Burgundy. It's bad. So season 5 will go live. I don't know when, because I'm simply going to wait for Kalani, one of our other wonderful guildmates, to level his seasonal tune up to like 285 Paragon level like he always does, and then just carry me through.
that's the way to do it.
Yep. I'm here for the rewards, folks. So in a game that I do know a little bit more about, Kin Greymane is live in Heroes of the Storm. Have you gotten to touch Gin yet?
Have I?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
No.
No.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I did get and this is how bad I'm at HOTS. What was the newest female character they just released? She's a centaur.
Lunara.
Yes, I did get her. I went ahead and got her because I'm like, she looks like she's pretty fun. And
Okay, I
did
gotta
play
ask, what did you think of her?
I only played one game with her,
Okay.
and my team was terrible
Oh.
because I don't do AIs. I'm just like, it's okay. I'm just gonna dive right in and play with random people.
Oh, jeez.
And it was bad. It was a bad decision. I don't think, minus some games that my husband and I have played, I haven't played with people in HOTS yet, and that may be why I'm not diving into it, because I think when you play with random people, you just get random
it's like
people.
it's like pugging LFR.
Yes.
It can be less than fun sometimes.
I'm like, okay, come on, okay, I'm just gonna sit here while you guys fight. That's fine. So,
Nice.
but no, I haven't yet.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to introduce you to someone that you may or may not have met in the guild. Her name is Salmisis. She is a shaman.
I heard this name. It sounds very familiar.
Yeah. She does this other show with me called The Converted. I think you're actually on it every week.
I do that every 2 weeks. I do.
Okay. Yeah, you should hook up with her, because she has what some people might call an absolutely unhealthy obsession with Heroes of the Storm. And she has been playing that like crazy. Actually, the folks over in the Converted Discord have been, I mean, it's hot every single night. They're going nuts on it. But Kin Greymane is up. I have not had a chance to play him. Turarts has not had a chance to play him. So here's what I'm going to do. We have
awesome.
2 guildies that have absolutely incredible Heroes of the Storm podcast. check out Stormcast with Mick Montgomery or Lords of the Storm with Gizmozord. Both of these guys are awesome. Their podcasts are great. They're both two of the podcasts that I listen to and download each and every week, and I don't do that with a whole lot of podcasts, guys. So check them out if you're wanting to hear more about Gin. Hearthstone got a little love this week. New episode of Designer Insights featuring the lovely Ben Brode, giving us some little bit of a look into their thinking behind some of the things that they have done. I'm not really going to run down all that. So guys, there will be a link in the show notes, chat room. Just go to YouTube. It's there. You'll find it. So yeah, it's really cool. Ben, I think in an interview or at the very end of it, I can't remember where I saw or heard it. He was talking about how much he enjoyed doing it and he wants to release more content like that. So I love it when devs give us like kind of the inside scoop.
Yeah. It's always exciting to see like behind the scenes or how things were developed. I love that part of it.
Oh yeah, because it's funny because sometimes they'll do something and we're sitting here QQing about it or absolutely loving it, and then to hear how they came to that decision always sheds a little bit more light on it, and it just makes it that much richer. So yeah, thanks Ben for doing that. I'm sure you listen. That's gonna wrap up Blizzard news for the week. So guys, let's dive right on in to the meat and the potatoes. And now for the meat and potatoes.
Okay, here we go.
So this week I have the honor of having the lovely Turarks with me. You guys might have noticed this already, but I would like to take a few minutes and talk a little bit about what it's like being the head event planner for Convert to Raid, of course, one of the largest guilds in Warcraft. Talk a little bit about planning events in general and maybe let you shed a little bit of insight on what people can do to keep their guildies engaged regardless of the size of their guild. So, Turarks, how long have you been the head event planner in CTR?
Oh goodness. Okay. That would be November of 2013.
Okay.
Right after Thanksgiving, I think. No, it was the Tuesday before Thanksgiving that I talked to Pat and Jules, and they brought me on board. And yeah, it's been just over 2 years now. The event planner head before me was Red, and when she came on, they were like, okay, we need a team, and I was part of that initial team, and that happened end of April, beginning of May of 2013. So basically since the start of events, I've kind of been on board in one way or another.
Wow. So let me ask you this. You've been around for the whole time.
Yes.
How is event plannering, if I can make that a word, how has event plannering changed in the last 3 years? Or has it?
I'd say it has, just because not that our audience has changed, but kind of the game has changed, so interests have changed. Interests have changed. When I first started out, it was just one event a month. That's all you had to do. Try not to do the same event as someone else was the rule. So you just kind of went off and did your own thing, and because of that, we had attendance varying. You'd have people who would just do these random awesome events, but it wasn't what the guild wanted. So, people might not attend it, or they didn't really know who event planners were yet because we were so new. So they, it was just like, oh, what is this? And we didn't have the guild calendar that we do now. So it was only the forums, which people didn't like. We could try and coordinate the in-game calendar. We had less guilds then, and it was a problem. So with 10 guilds, it's just, not really too much of a possibility. Then we decided, well, let's do things the guild wants. So we started doing more LFRs, and flex rating I loved because it was such a step up. You could actually feel like you were raiding a little bit, but it wasn't as hard. So it really got guildies involved on an extra level. And world boss runs were big because Mist was awesome at that. And Warlords came in, and I don't think we quite knew what was going to happen. So we were trying to do the same thing, the world boss runs and the LFR. And the LFR worked, but the world boss runs didn't. So now we're in this do one WoW event and then one other event. It can be WoW, it can be something else, but just something where you're getting people involved. And that's kind of our goal of 2016 is just 2 events a month from each event planner where you're getting people involved or talking or just excited about something Blizzard related. So we're just looking kind of towards the future of where things are going with Overwatch, Heroes, all these games. How can we expand our guild?
Right on. So you touched on it a little bit there, and I know we have in the next couple of weeks we have some events coming up that are outside of Warcraft. So that is before we dive into why we have so many really cool events coming up. What is the plan there? What is there a plan, or are we just kind of testing the waters right now? What's going on with seeing some events outside of where we're used to seeing them?
I think event planners are kind of testing the water right now for sure, because Pat's come out and said, we are WoW, we are a WoW community, but Blizzard's doing so many things outside of WoW, and especially with this expansion, there were a lot of people disappointed and got burnt out really quick. They just did. It is what it is. So they looked at Heroes, they looked at Hearthstone. So let's take this community that started in one place and see how we can, keep it there, but expand in other ways too. So we're really testing waters and seeing how you guys respond. How does CTR respond? Are they for doing Hearthstone tournaments? And when Overwatch comes out, what can we do with that? I'm sure people will be excited, especially in the beginning. And then, Heroes, setting up things for that. And there's even, I don't play StarCraft, but I know there's stuff you can do in StarCraft. We haven't really tested those waters yet, but seeing where we can make successes, and we're going to find out where we fail. Why did we fail? Is it just something we need to tweak, or is that just something we need to not even worry about at all? So we're really kind of the I don't want to say guinea pigs, but we're at the forefront of this new chapter for CTR, and we're going to see where it goes and what exciting things we have. And I'm kind of excited, a little scared. I think you always get scared when you start new things. But it's going to be fun. And, the best way we're going to know if we're doing well is just feedback. And I hope people aren't afraid, to tell me an event was awful or that it was good or what we can do to make it better.
Oh, well, I don't think there's any truly awful events, or I haven't attended any yet.
I don't think we've ever really had a bad event. We've had some people upset, but it was just, you can't make everyone happy. And that's the biggest lesson I've learned, is that you cannot make everyone happy in events and anything, but especially events.
No, let me ask you this. Have you, in your tenure as a event planner, a head event planner, and a occasional event attendee yourself, are there any events that really stick out? Anything that's been, of course, there's the LFRs, there's the world boss, the kind of the old standbys, as it were. But has there been any event that you attended or you heard about or saw that you just were like, wow, that was really cool?
Goodness, that is hard. I think there's 2 events that come to mind first. The first one is it was either the very first anniversary or it was shortly before. I wanted to do a scavenger hunt. And so what I did was I researched Greys, and then I went out and killed things to see what drop rates were, because, some of those websites are sort of accurate. And there was an item I put on there that I got within 2 kills. So I'm like, okay, this will be a nice, easy one. And it was like chain mail boots or something. And no one got it. Like, no one could get this item. They were killing Murlocs left and right. They would get, like, the bracers or the chest. And I'm just sitting here like, no, this really exists, guys. Like, 2 kills. I was sitting here thinking, oh, good, done. So it was kind of like the joke. And every now and then someone on Twitter will mention something about it. But it was just one of those events where something I thought would be like a half hour, we'd have a winner, we'd be done. We were at 2.5 hours before I was like, whoever has the most stuff, come to me now and you get your prize, because I would like to go to bed. Not that this hasn't been fun, but I didn't expect this to go this long because I thought it would be easy. So that was really memorable, just because the group of people, they were laughing, they were joking. It was like not really adult wise language, but it was like, where are these freaking boots at? Come on. I've killed so many of these. So that was really just a memorable one. And then of course, prize, when we had flex ratings still, did like a intro to rating in Flex, and Prize he was in I think he's still in Alone actually, which is a guild on Airy Peak,
Yep.
and I mean we had people who had never even rated before in here rating because I can't remember if we did a raffle or if we just didn't have enough people, so we just filled it, and they stepped out of their shell. And I've had a couple people even email me later and say I'm on a team now because of this, and I think one of them's even like an assistant raid lead because of this, because Prize took the time and he's like, okay, so we're doing it in Flex, here's what you do in normal and heroic because it's basically the same, or here's the difference. And at that point in time there was talk of Mythic, or Mythic was out, I can't remember, it's been a while now. So he's like, and then here's the difference if you're hardcore, this is what you want to look at. And we did the first wing, I think, of Siege, and it took like an hour and a half to kill those bosses. But he went through absolutely everything. We had like a brand new tank, new healers. It was just one of those events where I was like, this is why I do this, because people who had never done it before, and then to find out later what they did, it was just one of those moments where you're just like, oh my god, yes, this is awesome.
That is incredible. It's so cool. You don't realize as you attend or see these events pass by on the calendar that some of these events really are, I don't want to say life-changing, maybe that's a little far, but maybe it's not. I mean, it's changing the way that people play this game, and it's changing, the way that they get to experience it. And that is awesome. That has to be one of the most rewarding parts of event plannering as a whole.
Well,
Now,
that was like with you, Cuddles. You attended my Pet Battle 101, which at the time I was so upset because I had promoted it, and then only one person shows up, and I'm like, put on your happy face. One person showed up. Let's do this event. And then I gave you a bunch of pets. That cheat sheet that had like, here's this. And I was just like, okay, try and be positive. It's awesome. You got one guy. This is good. And then, you joined the guild. You're an event planner. You're on podcast. It's like little Cuddles who had told me he just started playing WoW, like days before. And then now here you are. And that was another one where I was just like, every time I have an event, no matter how successful, because we have some successful ones and we have some where you're just like, oh no.
Oh yeah.
It counts. Even if there's one person there, it counts, because you never know what connection you're going to make, or what that event will mean to that person. So that's another one of those events when I have one where I'm just like, well, that didn't turn out how I wanted it to. I'm just like, but look at what happened when you had that Pet 101 that you were so pumped and prepped, and then
I was totally pumped. I still use the cheat sheet. You awesome. Gave me a Anubiseth idol that is still, he's like right now he's in my pet rotation. Like he's on, you could go to the armory. He's on my, like, he's loaded up. He's ready to go. And that was that event, and just getting it, like, it was really cool, because I didn't even realize like who I was hanging out with. I was just like, oh, this is just one of these event planners. Like, oh, it's hold on, that's the lady from the podcast. I was nervous. I didn't like, it was a whole lot of fun. It was a really, really cool experience. So thank you for sticking around for that one guy that just wanted to learn about pet battling.
It was awesome. That's an event I definitely look back on.
Well, and that's what I only have. I think I have like 42 mounts right now in game, but I think I'm somewhere around 700 something pets.
Oh wow, you're almost maxed out.
I love pets. Oh, and it's partially because I did that Pet Battle 101. I learned what pet battling was, and it was great. Now Navox here in the chat room brings up a very, very good point, that people don't realize how much time TourArts puts into planning these events. Now, of course, you have a team. You have a team of event planners, which I don't know if I mentioned this, but for anybody that doesn't know, as we're talking and I say weird things about event, like I'm an event planner. I work for her. She's my boss. Say nice things about me to her. She can fire me, so be nice. She signs my paycheck. I get it every week. It's nothing.
No. It's love.
Exactly. And that is priceless, my friends. That is worth more than anything. But no, what is involved in being the head event planner or the lead event planner for Convert to Raid? Like what really, I don't even think I understand what goes on in the background for Turok.
Yeah. It's an up and down roller coaster. It really is. Because it's one of those things where in this position, like I want to get involved in events, but I don't want to step on anyone's toes. So I kind of let you guys plan your events and try to do things around when I can. But for the most part, it's a lot of emails asking questions about events, or like I have no idea how many times I'll have to tell people, oh yeah, we have a guild calendar. Oh yeah, we have a guild calendar. I feel like I'm on repeat. We have a guild calendar on this website that you should go to. So it's a lot of just trying to herd the guild, which is kind of like herding cats sometimes, to be like, you're bored with the game? Great. There's other things we can do because we have events going on. So it's a cheerleader, and then emails and spreadsheets and trying to report back to Pat when I can, which for the most part he gives me free reign. He's kind of like, as long as you're not, cussing up a storm or doing anything bad, here you go, have fun. So he's really cool about it. It's just it has its ups, it has its downs. Being a mom and being a wife, I don't spend as much time in the game as I used to, so I kind of feel a little guilty that I can't plan events before 5:30 p.m. server, and certain nights I know I'm out because Miles just won't go to sleep. And then making sure I'm there for you guys. There's sometimes you'll be like, hey, can you promote this tune? And I'm like, yeah. And then it's 3 weeks later and I'm like, oh God, I forgot to promote this tune. Like I'll wake up sometimes, I'm like, oh shoot, where's told me to do this and I didn't do this. Okay, I have to do this tomorrow. I have to do this tomorrow. So there's that aspect, just making sure you guys have what you need and you're happy. And like I said, sometimes events flop and it hurts me when it does it. And I know it has to hurt you guys too. So trying to be this cheerleader where I'm like, it's okay. You'll get them next time. It was just one event. You had 3 people and you have no idea how much it could mean to those 3 people. Or it was okay that it was just you and Cuddles there because you and Cuddles got to bond. So that's awesome. I think that happened once to an event, actually. It was just 2 event planners.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was you and Wares, maybe?
I think it was.
Don't know.
I think it was like an achievement run, or like it was something silly. And it was like, it sounded like a great event, and that's why I was there. Like, I try to go when I can and support the other event planners, but like you said, except for I'm obviously not a wife, but as a husband and a father, instead of a wife and a mother, I have life, so I can't attend every event just to be a cheerleader and be there to support them. So when I come to an event, 9 times out of 10, it's because I want to be there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I find it funny. Like if only 1 or 2 people show up to one of my events, I'm like, well, that was a bad idea. but we'll have a good time anyway. I mean, that is, like you said, it's 1 or 2 people. You get to have a more personal interaction with them. And that's always fun.
You do. For me, I struggle with like anxiety, even though like we're online right now, I could be in my underwear and you'd have no idea. So it's like, it's fine. It's totally cool. But I still get so anxious and so stressed out with an event that I have to like calm myself down, even though you're real people, you can't see me. So when I do something stupid, you don't know. It's one of those things I just fake it and you're like, yeah, that's right. And so I have to like psych myself up for events to be like, no, it's going to be okay. No one's going to care how many times you say, or that, you have, a booger hanging out your nose or something, because they can't see you. So it's fine. So there's this personal thing with just me personally, where every time I have an event, I'm just like, okay, you can do this. Take a deep breath. You got this. So that's being in this position where I'm on the Converted and, I'm answering emails and I'm constantly have questions. I have to just take a deep breath and be like, it's okay. They know you, but at the end of the day, it's fine. They're not going to judge you for anything because most of the time you're typing or you're just talking and they can't see you. So it's cool.
Oh,
I know. Anxiety's like,
I'm exactly the same way. People always tell me I seem calm. I'm not. I'm really not. But now, for folks out there that maybe aren't in a, like, obviously we're in a very unique position with
Awesome
CTR.
guild.
And we have an amazing, first and foremost, we have an amazing guild. I don't care if there was 8 of us, or the 8,000 that we have. It's just a bunch of incredible people. But for those out there that are maybe, oh, hey, events, like, we have a whole staff, but what if you're just one person in a guild? Like, do you have any tips maybe for that person that's one person in a guild? We're going through a lull. What can they do? Like, what succeeded here?
Yeah, that was I don't even know if it still exists, but once upon a time I had a bright idea to start a blog about doing events in a guild, and one of the posts I did was talking about how you can do events no matter what your guild is. Because for me personally with WoW, even if you're a Mythic raid team, I feel like in order to connect, to have that bond, so you can, like with tanking, Prize always told me that he could predict what his other tank was doing, even though they couldn't see each other and there was a country between them, just because they had melded so well. And I think you get that way by doing things outside of the game. So whether it's, if you're a small guild and you raid, have a night where you just gather mats. I mean, I love farming. I can sit there and go in circles and Solar's Basin doing Serenite for hours. But some people don't. So if you make a game out of it, something fun where you're like, hey, we're getting low on these potions. Let's go see who can farm the most herbs in 20 minutes. That's a short time frame. Doesn't take very long. And what I've noticed is you kind of get silly competitive. One of the first events I did was a cloth gathering tournament to get bags for guildies. And people were upset because when we did Netherweave, they're like, I have this spot and it's an awesome spot. And someone else had the exact same idea. So they're competing for the guys popping up, the enemies or NPCs. I don't know. I'm out of words right now, but they were competing to fight these guys. And just like this silly, like, I tagged him, oh no, your pet got him first. Like, the conversation was epic. Like, I'm sitting here laughing because I wasn't participating, just imagining what was happening. So those silly little events that you think are going to be stupid will turn out to be your most fun. You will get this bond that is just incredible. And I mean, if you're not a raiding guild, look at your audience is the best advice I can give you, because some of the events we've done have been out of personal reasons. Oh, I like this, so other people will like this. And that's not always true. So if you look at your guild and they're constantly talking about, oh, I wish I had this old war achievement, or I wish I had, the ICC mounts for 25 and 10 man, why not go out and do those? Most of those runs you can do with 3 people, you can do with 4 people and still get the achievement. And it may take a couple weeks with some of the achievements, but there is such a variety in this game that, I don't necessarily understand how people can get bored. If you love something, I feel like there's always something for you to do. Like your Karazhan lore run that you did, brilliant. That was one of the ones I watched all the way through, like from start to finish. It was awesome. And I love events like that. And I don't know a lot about lore, but I would love for us to do more, see what we could do with like some of the other raids. But you can have fun with stuff like that. And like we talked about earlier, expand outside of WoW. I mean, Heroes is free, Hearthstone's free. You can do things as a guild in the Blizzard community and still be creating this bond that's going to help you in game.
Oh yeah.
And there's so many silly events.
And I will, in full disclosure, say that I totally did not come up with the idea for the Karazhan lore tour. That was Alessander. She actually came to me and was like, hey, I want to do a lore tour. So like you were saying, listen to the people in your guild, because some of the best ideas are going to come from the people that you're doing it for. You touched on it. The things that you think are going to be a good idea, like, yeah, they might be great for you, but you're not doing the events for you. Like, if you want to do something for you, go out and farm mats in Borean Tundra. Like, go have fun. If you want to play an event, plan it for the people that are going to be there. So now there was a specific reason that you're on this week, because I've been wanting to have you on for quite some time. And of course, timing, life, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But this week specifically, is there something coming up? Is there's something you wanted to talk about? Like, I feel like this is a radio show and you have a book to promote.
I mean, there's a little something happening.
Little something?
I don't know if you've heard of CTR. I mean,
Yeah.
and we had to have a start date.
Yeah.
So that happens to be January 20th, which
Woo.
is like 6 days away. So we are coming up on our anniversary. And first off, let me apologize. I have not cleaned the website calendar yet, so it kind of has some stuff that's already passed. But we have a metric ton of events on there right now. So many, and some that aren't even on there yet because I have to put them up still. So we this is kind of our week where we do events that the guild wants, but then we also throw events in there that we want to do, so selfish events, because it's our week to celebrate too. So why not have some fun with it? And this is where we talked about earlier. We're really stepping outside of WoW a little bit. We have Cuddles is hosting a Hearthstone tournament. Eve is doing a Heroes event. We have, I think those are the only things outside of WoW. You're not doing Rocket League that week, are you?
No.
Okay, no.
I didn't have the time to. I want to. So, guys, sneak peek there. It's coming soon, TM. But
Yeah.
you can only fit so much in 1 week.
You can. You really only can.
Mhm.
So yeah, that'll be exciting. I'm excited to see how that turns out because that'll be our first like non-Blizzard-y thing. So we'll see. Anyway, we're kicking off, and we've done this I think every year, which I should know because I've been the head all three. I believe we've done this every year. We've kicked off or we've closed with a For the Alliance. So we're kicking it off. If you haven't gotten your mount yet, this is an awesome way to get your mount. And I think one of our guildies approached me and said, "Hey, one of the best events I did was when Solar did a motorcycle run. So they started in Goldshire, everyone got on their bikes and just rode and invaded Stormwind. So we're gonna do something kind of like that, but I think they're gonna do motorcycles and the bears that you get from doing the For the Alliance, and they're gonna have a little parade. So, incorporating what your guildies want. But we're starting off with the For the Alliance. We have a pet battle tournament happening. We have Firelands achievement run. Her tournament. Jules and Pat are going to help host an LFR. Heroes we talked about. Transmog. I am so excited for the Transmog contest. I love it when we do them. We always have so much participation in them. So that's another exciting event. I know I'm forgetting stuff because we just have so much going on that week.
Oh, yeah.
The Florida meetup, I think, is that week too.
Yep, we do have on Saturday, shameless self-promotion, the Florida CTR meetup. That's Saturday, the 23rd, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. No, that's the Tempest Keep run. Woohoo! 1 to 4 server, so that's actually going to be 5 to 7 local time, Eastern Standard, at a little place called Mr. Dunderback. So you got everything. I mean, you got old content, you got Transmog, you got the For the Alliance, you have a IRL meetup. Like, if you actually want to go touch other guildies,
Appropriately.
Yes, no bad touch. If you want to meet other guildies, you can do that. You have to come to Florida, but come on.
Warm.
No, this is going to be the 3rd anniversary. Like you said, Zug and Jules are going to be doing an LFR. So
they're gonna.
Who are Zug and Jules for people that don't know?
They are. I don't know. They're kind of small time.
Yeah, I've never heard of these people.
They are. Jules is on the Iron Council for the guild. She's in charge of the greeters, which Sangus is in charge. Like Jules, and then Sangus, and then all the other greeters. So she's like the liaison, I think. I don't know how to describe it, but she's in the Iron Council, and then Zug he's kind of the guild leader of the guild, so a little important.
Yeah, and Jules has a little podcast.
Oh yeah.
Little one. She actually has another podcast that she's doing right now.
She is.
I remembered it better. Wonderful geeky podcast. Listen to it on the download. Come here live, but go download that. Super fun.
Yes.
They talk about geek nostalgia. She of course does Torn and Think Tank. One of my favorite shows. And her and Zug together now do Case of the Mondays. Have you caught that yet?
I caught the first episode, which was kind of like silly. What are we gonna do with this? But I say I haven't caught it live since then, just because I have appointments at the same time now. Adulthood. Woot.
Yeah, adulting is fun. Yeah.
There's one more event I want to talk about for the anniversary,
Ooh.
because we've done it every year. I never expected it to be as big as it is, but it is our anniversary raffle.
Oh, yes.
Basically, I know you sign up, which everyone can sign up. Officers, I don't sign up, even though there's no way I could possibly cheat it, but just for reasons, I just don't sign up. Just that's my line, not signing up for it. We have 2 mounts of the grumpuses that we're giving away. We have 2 store mounts. We have a couple of our in-game mounts, Vial of the Sands, which is pretty awesome, Sky Golem, a few of the colored panthers we're giving away, tons of pets. The guild came together and really gave me a ton of donations for this raffle, so it's going to be pretty awesome. I know for your pet battle tournament, Cuddles, I have 4 pets that were donated to us by an officer and a loan. So I didn't know if you wanted to give the grand prize winner a choice of one of the pets. So
Ooh, we can definitely do that.
that could be like your number 1 person's prize. So you get to pick first, and the other 3 I'll probably just shove in the raffle. What else do we have? We have a ton of stuff, and I've had people ask, especially after the last converted, hey, I know it's last minute. Are you still accepting donations? Yes, because up until the actual drawing, which is on the 22nd, I take all the donations in, and then I make a huge list that morning, and then I tell you guys who won that evening. So if you still want to donate, you can, but we have a ton of awesome stuff. I'm so excited. This is definitely our best anniversary yet.
Oh, that is so exciting. And that's something that we didn't touch on, is at a lot of these events, prizes are given out. And you talked about how you're getting them for the but how do all those prizes, are they all donations? Is anybody buying these? Like how does the event plannering group kind of fund itself, as it were?
It depends. The first year I took over, I funded everything. Like, it was basically just me farming stuff endlessly and playing the auction house, and people hating me for playing the auction house. Then I kind of got over my saying that, hey, if you want to donate isn't bad. Like, I don't know, I didn't have this stigma that if I asked for donations, people would think that I was, I don't know, being pushy or greedy. But it's not. It's completely not. I don't know why I did. But the first year I was like, nope, doing it on my own.
Wow.
And then the second year I was like, let's see what happens. So people just mail me pets. They whisper me and say, hey, do you think this would be a good idea? I had an email from a guy that said, hey, you're going to get a bunch of stuff. So I'm sitting here thinking 2 or 3 mails at most. I had 300 items from this guy of donations.
What?
Yeah, he had every purple and blue he'd gotten from a salvage box from his salvage yards he gave to me. He had crafted a bunch of 630 weapons from blacksmithing that he gave to me. He had a ton of raw mats, which I have to give away to the anniversary. Like, I think I have a stack of 200 temporal crystals to give away. He gave me it's almost like he cleaned out his bank and was just like, here you go. So I was like, huge shout out. Oh my God, he's so awesome. Basically anything, as long as it's not bat guano, because that goes to dairies, I will take. And you can tell him it's from me. Give him all your bat guano.
Also, remember to thank him for the show.
Yes, thank him for the show. He needs hugs. So many hugs.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a huggable guy. Yeah. And
he should be named Cuddles.
Oh, he should Huggles.
Oh, Huggles.
There we go.
Yeah.
Anything you want to donate, I can either make into a prize, or I can play the auction house well enough that I get a decent profit back on it. So we had, I think, 200,000 gold donated this time. Wow. I still have 25 or 30,000 of it because I bought a lot of mounts, because I was like, let's just buy mounts, and that's how we got the Vial of Sands and Sky Golem and the Panthers. So yeah, it just talk to me. If you have a donation, let me know, and I will make it happen.
No, for donation purposes, how do we contact you in game? Is Tour Arch your Toon's name in game?
Yep, Turret is my main. She's been my hunter for forever. That's how you get a hold of me if you want to end game mail, catch me when I'm on. Otherwise, you can always mail ctrguildevents@gmail.com, and that is events with an S. I've said that many times. Otherwise, I'm on Twitter as well at Turarts. You can always get a hold of me there. So just let me know, hey, I have a donation, or if you're comfortable enough just to mail it. I know some people, like when I had one of the Mount of Grumpus donated, she's like, hey, can we just trade it because it's kind of a big deal? I'm like, yeah, let me know when you're on. Let's do this. So I've had people do that for me too. I have some people who they just throughout the year will mail me pets because they're like, I got a double. Here's a pet. And I'm like, sweet, I'll take it. I'll
Wow.
make it at price.
So you'll take any pets, you'll take anything. We can send you literally 500 grays, just all of them,
Oh, yeah.
all the chainmail boots.
I will sell them. I will make it happen. There was at one point I had 12 Sinister Squashlings, which everyone has a Sinister Squashling. I'm in Guild Chat being like, who doesn't have this? Who doesn't have this? I've sold 8 of them on the auction house for 50 plus gold. And I don't know why people buy
What?
them, but they do. I have no idea why people buy them, but I'm like,
Wow.
selling for 50 gold. There you go. So
Wow. Totally and completely off topic, but speaking of people that buy weird stuff off the auction house, I've been selling Dust of Disappearance. Nobody steal this, but I've literally been buying the Dust of Disappearance off my mount for, what is it, like 4 coppers?
yeah,
And then listing it for 3 gold a piece, and it's selling.
something else that sells, and I accidentally sold it because I have TSM, so you can just shift click sell stuff.
Yeah.
Is Tome of Clear Mind. So you can buy that for what, 25 silver?
Yeah.
It went up for like 7 gold and it sold it. And I'm like, who is the dummy that bought that? Because I want to sell you more of these.
I know, right?
What happened?
Oh my gosh, people. Like I guess lazy people are an auction house fiend's friend.
They are.
Because I mean, everything that you sell in the auction house, you could go out, with the exception of profession specifically crafted. Like 99% of the stuff you can go out and farm yourself. You can go out and get the match. You can go out and get the mounts or the pets, but I guess you pay the gold for convenience. I don't know why the auction house is more convenient than the trader right outside of the auction house, but hey, I'm not going to judge you funding my next mount purchase. So thank you, whoever's buying my Dust of Disappearance. I appreciate you. And thank you to all the people that are donating things to Turarts.
Yes. This has been, as far as donations go, it usually, especially the first one, because we decided to do this raffle, I was like, am I going to have enough prizes? And we did. And then last year we were good, but this year I'm like not even worried. I'm just like, I have a guild bank of 6 tabs full of prizes. I have a personal bank with all Hexweed bags almost full of prizes, and then a tune has I think she has 2 full mailbox slots full of prizes that I just haven't opened up yet.
Wow.
So my what was supposed to be my bank alt has now become my guild alt for this anniversary, but it's awesome. I can't thank everyone who's donated enough because it's just amazing. It's so amazing.
Right on. Well, that is awesome and incredible. So let's go ahead and why don't we jump in and do a couple shout outs. How does that sound?
Shout outs sound wonderful.
And now it's time for shout outs.
All right, yeah, come on. Whoa, I mean, not come on, but yeah.
So Turarts, do you have any shout outs this week?
Huge shout out to my event team because we are gearing up for the 3-year anniversary that we just talked about, and it's our biggest event of the year. So of course, you Cuddles, Eve is on the event team, Wares is on the event team. Shout out to all 3 of you. You're kind of my vets. And then we have 3 new ones we bought on. Sinja, Bell, I can never pronounce his name.
I don't know.
Belsera.
I call him Bell.
Yeah, Bell. Sinja, Bell, and then I know the name that it's not the name she wants to be known by, and I am so sorry, but I do know your name. It's just not the name that you want to be known by. Oh, this is why people shouldn't change their name on me. Steph. I'm just gonna say Steph because that's
There you
That's
go.
how I know you. So Steph, you too. I don't know what your in-game name is. I need to figure that out. I am a bad leader right now. Goodness.
Oh, no, you're not. You lead us
Shout
well, and we appreciate it.
Shout out to my event planners, to the guild, because your donations this year have been amazing. The officers have been very supportive. I'm even getting Darius to participate in an event, which is awesome.
What?
I know. I'm excited. So yeah, just shout out to everyone in the guild that's donated, all the officers. I said a few months ago I wanted this to be our best anniversary, and I know it's gonna be. So thank you guys so much.
Aw. Well, I'm gonna throw out a couple shout outs if no one minds. First of all, to all of the brave commanders over in Elite Dangerous that started that 6-month at a minimum mission tonight. I was able to watch 800 ships fly off into the darkness, and that was really cool. Best of luck to all of you guys. Of course, my raid teams, Bacon and Kegs, Rubber Chicken Coalition, to all of the event planners and members of CTR. Guys, 3-year anniversary is next week. Oh, this is going to be a whole lot of fun. And, of course, special shout out to Miss Turarch for taking the time out tonight to spend a little time here with me and everyone that listens to the Game Case. Thank you so much, ma'am. Appreciate everything that you do.
Aw, thank you.
So, guys, this brings us to the part of the show where I get down on my virtual knees and I beg you, I plead with you, I ask you to go and leave some of those absolutely all-important iTunes reviews. Now, I want you to leave 5 stars for the Game Case show, 2 stars for You Must Shave Groom Monkey, the podcast for bridezillas that force groomsmen to shave their beards. But leave 5 stars for the Game Case show. Sorry, little bit of salt coming out of the cuddle camp right now. But Turarts, where can people find you on the internet?
On the internet, I'm on Twitter at Turarts, Turarts. In-game, also Turarts. And then you can always email ctrguildevents@gmail.com. I am the only one that has access to that. So anything you want to tell me, let me know.
Right on. Well, thank you again so very much. I really
welcome.
appreciate it. And everyone, that is going to do it tonight for episode 38. If you would like to join our live audience and hang out in the chat room like Navox, Airlina, Grand Negus, Little Wolf, my wife, Tiber, and Turarch, who is also on the show, I hope you got that by now. You can join us each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/thegamecase. So thank you so much for listening to episode 38 of The Game Case. You can find me on Twitter at Mullet863. You can find the show at The Game Case Show. You can download us on iTunes and Stitcher, catch recordings of the live show, or our tips, tricks, and kill videos on youtube.com/thegamecase. Or you know what? You can just find all of the things on the official site of The Game Case Show, thegamecase.com. So, Turarts, say bye.
Bye, guys.
And that's going to do it. Game Case out.
Thank you for joining us this week inside the Game Case. Please join us next week for more news, tips, and ramblings about the World of Warcraft. Game Case out.
World of the Warcraft.
Woo! And that's a podcast.